Steve Alcorn's a fine investigator.
Oh, fuck off!
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
I don't need porn, Chris. I have a good woman.
Listen, I have a good woman. I still watch porn.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
You are the top shit in Bigfootery if you get the invitation.
Oh, are you?
I've gotten the invitation 2 years in a row now, Chris.
Wow, not me.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
It's part of growing older, you know? Maturing. Makes me more dignified and stuff.
Okay, George Washington.
I opted for the...
Is that what meth addicts say? That make me more dignified.
Taking on all things strange since 2013.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what the hell...
Are you saying that he's pregnant?
Possibly.
Was he implanted by one of these teenage aliens?
Did that happen to Arnold?
This device, which comes as part of Nintendo's Quality of Life initiative, is
going to have kids running around banging their heads off bricks.
Yeah.
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge. Good evening, and I am the Reverend Know-It-All. Tonight,
I can't do it. My throat hurts so bad from the last time. This is the Fortean Slip, episode 92. This is the Berenstain Bears killed Nelson Mandela.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They killed him.
Best introduction in the world.
That's right. I couldn't fucking do it. Like, I lost it halfway through. I broke down. Let's take down the fourth wall of this show. I couldn't fucking do it.
We're pulling the curtain back. That's not really Chris's voice.
No, wait. I just couldn't commit.
You never go full reverend.
Why'd you go full reverend? You know you can't go full reverend. Hot damn.
Yeah, we can't do any more jokes about that.
Oh, God, that was... Whew.
We could.
Oh, no, we can, and we probably fucking will. But, yeah. I'd seen all of these conspiracy theories, or I don't know if that's exactly what you'd call these. These people that seem to think that Nelson Mandela died while he was in prison. And clearly, he did not. And then there's a whole group of people, and I guess we can add Steve to this list now.
Yeah,
of people who think that it was Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears.
I just found out, Chris, that Berenstain, there's a name for those people like me who believe it was spelled that way. It's Berensteinites. So I'm a Berensteinite.
You're a Berensteinite.
Now, I distinctly remember writing a post in our Facebook group a while back. I think it was Gary Shaw or somebody. Maybe it was Chris Day posted in there about the Berenstain bear thing. And I thought that I posted that it was Berenstain. But
You very well could have, but you were fucking wrong.
But no.
Face it, Steve. It's Berenstain.
I'm afraid to go back and look because it might have been, I might have thought at that time, did it change my post to be the other now? I want to know.
My thoughts behind the whole phenomenon are just whenever people watched them or read the books, we were little kids, and that was just the closest we could come to pronouncing it.
I was an adult. My kids watched it, you know. I didn't see it when I was a kid.
But you got to remember, Matt. He is
And
like.
that means you have no excuse, Steve.
No,
I
no,
don't.
Matt. You got to understand. Steve is like a child.
Well, sometimes, yes.
I have seen him giddy like a child.
He's like a fucking child.
At the car show yesterday, they gave me a number. Guess what number it was?
Fucking Christ.
69. I loved it.
Oh, jeez.
He was so happy with himself. He ran around. He ran around with such a big heart on after they gave him that.
I giggled, and the lady handing out the numbers just looked at me like I was the biggest asshole in the world.
I bet she did.
Because she gave me the number. I'm like, yes!
She looked at you like I would have looked at you in disgust.
But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, you fucking destroyed the show.
She gave you that look because it was actually 96.
If you turn it upside down, it's the same, though. I tried. I kept the number, by the way.
It's going in his scrapbook.
No, I'm gonna double-sided tape it to the glove box in the car.
But I've often wondered with this whole fucking Berenstain, you know, Mandela Effect bullshit. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think everybody does it anyway. Some of us talk about it, some of us don't. But like daydream the fuck about out of what this reality is or what we are, or, you know, whatever. And this is where my brain goes to. But I've often wondered if like we're living in a reality that's made up of just our own choices, but it could go it goes everywhere all the time. But we just happen to be skipping through realities where the choices go in the direction that we're going.
That's kind of like whenever I was a young kid, I used to imagine on road trips that the car was actually stationary and the entire planet was just turning around us.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, it's just weird shit.
But that doesn't work whenever cars are going in different directions.
Yeah.
I used to think that
But it's perspective.
I used to think that maybe our dreams were the actual reality and the reality was actually a dream. Is that fucked up or what?
No, not so much. I think a lot of people question the reality of their own dreams. It's just like, you know, I don't run around naked in my own life, wondering where wondering where the fuck my clothes are.
Sometimes dream reality would be cooler than real reality, though.
Really?
Sometimes.
Really? Like, real reality doesn't start, like, in the middle of a classroom with you nude, Steve.
I've never had that kind of dream.
Scene open. Chris is fucking sitting there with his dong out at the desk going, why am I fucking here?
How did I forget to put clothes on?
Wait a minute. Like, I got on the bus like this?
But see, in your dreams, you can dream anything you want if you know how to, you know, make it. If you know how to manipulate your dream.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you can. See, when I was a kid,
you can be conscious in your dream that you're having a dream,
right?
But you can't determine what your dream is going to be about beforehand.
Yes, you can. I've done it, and I've taught my son to do it. You can make you.
Steve
you can dream
is a
about
fucking
something.
dream warrior, Matt. Do you
No,
realize what we
you
fucking
would,
found
like-
out? Like, Steve is like, he isn't like a
You
secret.
better be careful. Like the government's gonna whisk you away and
he's-
put you in a lab
Yeah,
somewhere.
he's not like a secret agent like in this world, Matt. He's a secret agent in the sleeping world.
In the
Is there like
Berenstain
a
world.
heavy metal band from the 90s that like sing everywhere you go?
No. It's country.
Like Blackie Lawless plays your theme music as you walk into a store.
And banjos, really, and, steel guitars. That's like... No, you can manipulate the way you dream.
Lucid, yeah.
When I was a
there are
kid-
people who lucid dream or claim to be able to lucid dream. I have had a lucid dream before, but I've never been able to control the dream itself, just myself.
I can't do
within
that
it.
either. I can't do that either. I can't control myself within the dream or the dream itself.
But
I
if
can
you
just-
want to have a dream tonight where you're riding a unicorn, by God, you can have a dream tonight where you're riding a unicorn.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Well, here's why I learned to do it. When I was a kid, I was afraid of everything. I was afraid of the dark, afraid of every fucking little noise. So I go to bed, but several hours before I went to bed, I'd start thinking about what I wanted to dream about instead of monsters and, that kind of bullshit. So it was generally Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, but whatever. But yes, you can do that if you train your mind to do so.
So if you're doing that, what does the subconscious do with your normal dreams that they use to figure out problems and deal with issues?
I don't know. I didn't do it every night.
Have you ever killed anybody, Steve?
Now, Matt, instead of like those dreams coming around, he like sees Bugs Bunny beating the shit out of fucking Yosemite Sam.
Elmer Fudd, really, but no, I mean that's just it's a thing that I tried when I was a kid because I had a lot of nightmares and shit. So and I didn't want to have
the
nightmares.
rabbit. Kill the rabbit.
But I guess it doesn't have anything to do with Berenstain and Berenstain. So, but it can be done, and my son can do it.
It's amazing.
It's the fucking Alcorns. The amazing Alcorns. They're like
amazing.
They're dream walkers.
That bloodline is something special.
It's something, all right.
they're fucking dream walkers. They're gonna save the planet one reality at a time.
Do you mean to tell me that nobody else can do that? I mean, nobody else has figured
I've
out.
never heard of the possibility.
If you think, if you train your mind to think a certain way, several hours or even all day, if you really want to, before you go to
Dreams
bed.
remain a scientific mystery.
Right, I get that, but you can manipulate
So-
the subject of your dream if you think about something particularly before you go
Well,
to bed.
now, of course, there are times where your dream reflects what you were thinking about, but to do it on purpose,
Yeah.
no, I've never heard of that.
I'm telling
Well,
you,
now you have.
we've met a dream walker, a dream warrior.
It's amazing.
So give me a subject, and I'll tell you if it comes true tonight. I'll think
Yoda.
about it. Yoda. I'm gonna try.
Like he fucking.
And
I'll tell you. Like, so how the fuck do we know?
No, next Sunday.
I don't have a fucking
Because he
monitor.
also has a machine that actually turns his dreams into visual images and puts them on DVD.
Yeah, like,
Because
That would
those
be
are
cool.
commonly purchased at like Costco and stuff.
yeah, I'd love to know where these things are so I can fucking check
I'm
it
starting to
out.
think maybe Alcorn really does live in his own dimension.
I have no idea where I.
Have you
Where I
seen
get
his
this
get
shit.
up?
His time travel suit. His get up.
I can blend in any reality with this fucking thing because people always look at me like, what the fuck?
His alias is John Teeter.
It's Titter.
See?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe in your reality,
Well, this kind of goes back to that John Teeter thing. He talked about different realities and shit like that, where they can be very similar. So maybe in somebody else's reality, Mandela did die in fucking prison.
I don't think it's reality. I think it's just people screwing up their memories.
Something simple like Berenstain and Berenstain. I mean,
Well, I don't remember if it involved you guys, but probably about a year ago, for some reason, I had developed the distinct memory that Stevie Wonder was dead. And like argued with people about it. And like had to look it up myself on the internet to, verify that I was wrong. Like I specifically remember it. And
I specifically remember that too.
he's alive, Steve.
I specifically remember no such thing, and you both are from different dimensions. I may have to.
The big Mandela effect that I've experienced, though, is 1 year I decided that Thanksgiving was November 27th.
Huh.
And that's the date it had always been. And I even questioned, why are we changing what date we celebrate Thanksgiving on? And there were other people that I talked to that remembered it that way as well.
I have to kill both of you. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe
Stevie
you're
Wonder.
the one in the other reality, and we're the ones in the correct reality.
No, I don't think so.
There has to be several different realities because you remember Berenstain. I remember Berenstain. We both remember that Stevie Wonder died.
No. I don't remember Berenstain. I remember Berenstain, but I know I'm wrong.
But maybe you're not wrong.
And actually, I thought it was Bernstein. I don't even remember the second E after the R.
Wow, you're from
Now you're from really different.
You're
Whoa,
like from a fucking 10% divergent universe, Matt.
You need to step away right now.
You used John Teeter's device and went fucking a little way too far.
It's gone over the edge with that one, buddy. Taking that second E out of there. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I think it's a neat idea. The idea of the possibility that we're skipping through realities, and with the scientific progress that's being made with looking into quantum mechanics and quantum physics and how things act on the quantum level, it begs a lot of different questions as to how reality is actually put together and how it exists.
But some of the common experiences that people have with the Mandela effect are really strange to me. Like, there's a large number of people that I read about who remember 9/11 happening on 9/10.
This I have not heard about.
Like, it's called 9/11.
So would we call it 9/11 because it was the day after?
I don't know. Like, why would that happen?
I don't understand that one.
That's like one of the really strange ones.
That one I
What
don't
was the
get.
other one?
But I do think it's a very interesting idea. I don't know that I buy into the fact that it's happening. Although I've often questioned it because reality's like this fucking slipping thing that just a lot of times I think, and I think it happens to all of us when we're like meandering through our mundane lives, we just get caught in the same rhythms and we're just like, okay, this is what it is. But when we stop and start to think about shit for a little while, we're like, whoa, wait a minute. When you really start to question the fabric of things.
I think it's a distinct possibility. I mean, there's a lot of people, if we go back to the Berenstain Bear thing, that believe one way, so many so that they gave it a name, and Mandela, that's what they gave it a name. So something's got to be up with that.
Some people remember 51 or 52 states.
I always used to think there was 51 until, I don't know, not that many years ago.
He really is from another dimension, Matt.
No, just maybe it's because, somewhere deep in my psyche or whatever, somebody had mentioned, okay, maybe there was 51 states, and I just took that to mean there was, and so and people look at you weird when you say there's 51 states. So I finally see that's like you and Stevie Wonder, Matt. I finally realized I was wrong when I couldn't find the 51st state.
You were looking though, weren't you?
No, not really. But it's just a thing. So there's a lot of that kind of thing. I mean, even in your daily life, you remember doing something but you didn't do it, or you remember, or you don't recall doing something that you actually did. I mean, that happens to me all the fucking time. So is that part of it? I would think, the Mandela Effect doesn't have to be world events. It can be something in your daily life.
Well, I mean, think about it too. We were talking about dreams earlier. Every night we all go to bed, and like the TV shuts off, and then we wake up in the morning. Like we might have a dream, we might remember a dream, we might not, but we wake up in the morning, the TV comes on. Basically, is how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, speaking of daily life, every morning I get up, I do my little routine to get ready for work, and I turn the backlight on outside so I can have a cigarette because I don't smoke in the house. And I come back in and I do all my stuff, and on my way out the door, I shut that fucking light off every day. Marcia comes home from work, the light's on. So why? And nobody else was up to turn it on, Nobody else goes out that door because my car's parked back there. So, I mean, is it possible that her reality is different than mine sometimes? Well, it's possible that everybody's reality is different than mine, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm going to go with you probably forgot to shut the light off.
No, I distinctly do it on purpose because she's told me many times that I leave the light on.
Matt.
And still.
Matt, you come on now.
Yeah.
But the light's on when she gets home. So, is that because I'm living in a different reality where the light got shut off?
Dude, you think a fucking tough frog jumped across your fucking room that wasn't real?
I'm asking serious questions here now.
Okay, here's a question. This one I just discovered and it's fucking with me.
Okay.
From Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Got me.
Mm-hmm.
What does the evil queen say when she looks in the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. I forget the rest of it.
Who's the fairest of them all, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's incorrect.
No, it isn't.
She says magic mirror on the wall.
No, she doesn't.
I'm looking at it right now.
How do you remember that one, Chris?
I've always remembered it as mirror, mirror on the wall.
So have I.
Magic mirror?
But does that mean?
Yes.
But does that mean that I'm living in another dimension? I don't think so.
Like, I think most people remember it as mirror, mirror on the wall.
I do.
But according to Disney quotes, it's magic mirror on the wall.
Well, also, if you were a big fan of Star Trek back in the day, people say, beam me up, Scotty, and that was never said on the show. So, but people
Scotty,
just think
beam us up.
Yeah, he said something like that, but he never used that term, but people still swear up and down that it was used,
Engage.
Awkward silence. So I think the Mandela Effect is real. I think it's true.
I don't know. I think it's a great idea to entertain, but I don't know that it's a reality, that we're skipping around through realities, and I might be talking to one Matt today but a different Matt tomorrow, but yet the Matt that I'm talking to today, he's like his own person, like going through his own little thing, Like, I don't know. That's pretty complicated, Steve.
I don't know. We know that different dimensions exist. I mean, science is pretty much
That would
confirming
explain
that
why
nowadays,
people tell
but-
the same stories over. Hey, that would explain that completely. Why people tell the same stories over and over and over again.
It could be. I got a guy at work that does that all the fucking time. Oh my god.
Everybody knows somebody like that.
And his story, he always has to fucking one up you. If you said that you shot an alien in the backyard last night, he would have shot 2 aliens in the center of town 2 days ago. You know, I mean, it's just the way he is.
No, he would have taken them down barehanded, Steve.
Well, yeah,
barehanded.
whatever. But
No
I've always got a
weapons.
one up. I always want to write a book about the dude. You know, just all these crazy stories he tells. It's funny, and then he repeats them. If we ever hire anybody, he's got to start all over again. You know, fucking telling all these fucking stories. I got so bad, I had to go eat lunch in my car, so I didn't have to listen to him.
And that's where Steve's belief in alternate realities began while he was sitting out in his car eating his lunch. Dreaming of other worlds.
Or maybe I don't sit in my car and eat my lunch. I don't know. No, I really think it's a possibility. Obviously that we're not going to be able to prove any of it. So you're right. It's just something to talk about, but it's pretty cool to think about.
What do you think,
And it's
Matt?
Berenstain.
I don't know anymore. The whole mirror on the wall threw me off.
Now you think we're living in a different dimension?
I think we're living in a different dimension. Or at least I am, apparently.
Does this mean that we might have to concede to Magic Johnson?
No, he's living in a whole different fucking dimension. I mean, even beyond this reality that we're talking about tonight, he's beyond that fucking bullshit. So, and who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me it's an interesting idea to entertain. I don't know that I buy that it's real. I think that it's probably just something that got ingrained, in us all early on, and we just, for some of us it was Berenstain, for some of us it was fucking came off as Berenstain, for some of us it was Bernstein or whatever the fuck. It's for some of us it was Mirror. I think for a lot of us it was Mirror. The Mandela thing.
I think it's.
Do any of you remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison?
No, because I remember him being released from prison.
Right. And I remember that shit too.
I do as well. But now, for the mirror thing, it's probably just been misquoted so many times by so many people that it's ingrained into your mind. So I don't recall even watching the fucking movie, probably when I was a little kid. But so what I'm remembering is probably somebody else saying it in that way, so that one probably doesn't fall into the Mandela effect. But the Berenstain Bear thing does. Because I distinctly remember it being Berenstain. And I'm going to stick with Berenstain. Fuck them all.
I don't know.
Screw it.
I don't know. But I fucked up this week, gentlemen.
You didn't hit record.
No, I hit record. We're recording. Everything's good.
Phew.
No, everything's good there. I forgot to transfer the Richard Allen audio. So we go a week without Sir Richard, which I have to
Holy
apologize
fuck.
for. I tried to remind myself earlier today to transfer the audio so that we'd have it, and he did email it to me. I just never downloaded it. And
Matt does a pretty good impersonation of Richard Allen. Maybe, we could fake it.
Or maybe we just experienced the Mandela effect and think that we didn't forget to put it on here.
There, that's a better idea.
wait a minute. Did we ever put Richard on the show?
Who's Richard?
Richard Allen? I've never heard of him.
Don't know.
That's interesting. Now I'm beginning to question things, Matt. Could be. Steve, do you got any news?
Yep.
Good.
Big fucking news story, Chris. NatureWorldNews.com. Footage of a small foot, that is, what is likely, I don't know why they call it a small foot. What is likely?
I get it.
I think we'll get it or later in the story here.
I just got it. But Steve, I just got it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, you can continue.
What is likely the rare Humboldt marten has been caught on film by Bigfoot seekers in Northern California's Del Norte County. How'd this happen? Well, it's a long story. Basically, a group called the Bluff Creek Project set up cameras near a creek.
If you knew the group, you'd wonder.
Set up cameras near a creek.
Is that like the Alan Parsons Project?
Maybe, I don't know.
It is, Matt, except that Alan Parsons actually did something before he did the Alan Parsons Project.
Anyway, they set up these cameras near Bluff Creek in Plymouth and Trinity Mountains. That's where the creek goes. They're trying to catch unwavy footage of Bigfoot or to get no footage at all. To confirm most biologists' suspicions, they are shooting in the same forest location where the infamous 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film took place, according to the Bluff Creek Project website.
I remember a Humboldt marten project getting an image of a Bigfoot.
Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah. Is there there should be a Humboldt marten project.
There should be Bluff Creek projects.
That would be cool. In the process, the team has caught on film a cinnamon-colored black bear, a regal water bird, and what they say is a Humboldt marten. That slender weasel-like animal. Martis carina humboldtensis.
There was a setup if I've ever heard one.
There's also a weasel-like creature reading your news.
Well, there you go. It's down to the Humboldt marten's down to 200 individuals by some counts that was considered extinct for many years until it was sighted again in 1996, according to the article from KCET, a public radio station for Central and Southern California. In April, however, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service decided not to call the marten an endangered species. In their reasoning, they cited that there are several very similar types of martens throughout the West and that they should not have been divided into subspecies. In response, two wildlife protection groups, the Environmental Protection Information Center, or EPIC for short, and the Center for Biological Diversity told the FWS that they were going to sue them.
That's a song by fucking Faith No More. Come on now.
Yeah,
the fish flops around at the end.
Anyway, these two groups told the FWS that they're going to sue them to force them to reconsider naming the marten for protection under U.S. Endangered Species Act.
What is this?
Just a regular marten, except really stoned.
Yeah, there you go.
Humboldt marten.
The film snagged by
because there's lots of pot. I got you.
Yes. So I've been told.
Shows at least two images of a Humboldt marten, and a marten is running and
ruining the community up there, from what I've been told.
In another image, the animal is in a similar spot during warmer weather, according to the project website. Humboldt marten. Gotta love it.
Humboldt marten.
If somebody happens to go to Humboldt, could they please tell me how many people they see sucking dick for weed? I'm curious how much of a big problem it really is.
I must have missed something somewhere. And I'm sure after the show you may tell me. From the Inquisitor.com, a huge alien city has been discovered on the surface of the moon. Yippee!
Discovered? I thought everybody knew it was there. How many of these fucking stories have we done now?
Most of them are on Mars, and they're all mostly by that dipshit Scott Waring. But
it's the fucking Inhumans, man.
Actually,
the Inhumans.
Yeah, this one is actually not Scott Waring this time.
Listen,
so
we're not allowed to talk about that,
to
Matt, because the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has fucked it up so bad.
That's right.
Anyway,
they're not from the moon.
Anyway, this
that was
alien
just the
city.
Mandela Effect.
That's right.
This alien city was discovered in a NASA photo by a prominent UFO researcher. And this isn't the first time that UFO hunters have claimed to discover actual cities on the moon. Cities that the UFO enthusiasts accuse NASA of knowing about, but covering up for decades. But this discovery is different than many claims by UFO researchers. I'm guessing it's not, because of where it was discovered. Not where in terms of the supposed city's location on the moon, but where the NASA image turned up. Because this time, any armchair UFO enthusiast can hunt down this bizarre find and check for him and or herself.
Is Matt Damon growing a garden on the moon?
Of pot plants.
Oh, great.
From Humboldt. There's a Humboldt marten on Mars.
You can determine for yourself whether this image actually depicts an alien city or a UFO moon base.
You know, whenever NASA announced that they were releasing all those photos, like thousands of photos from the Apollo missions, my first thought was, fuck, here we go. Like, I knew this shit was going to happen.
Perhaps the image is nothing but an optical illusion or a photographic glitch. The image turns up on the Google Earth app in the often overlooked feature of the app known as Google Moon. While not every Google user is aware of this feature, which is available under the View menu and Explore submenu on the Google Earth software, Google Moon actually allows users to explore the surface of the moon through a complex composite of NASA images. The Moon mode in Google Earth was released on the 40th anniversary of the first lunar landing on July 20th of 2009. NASA explains on the space agency site, much like the Mars mode, that you can look at Mars too. That's cool. This allows the user to transform the blue and green ball of Google Earth into the moon and explore our nearest celestial neighbor as a world in its own right. These alien structures are just freaking amazing. Look at the detail of this pyramid-like white structure on the edge of the map. It's no wonder NASA covered it up, because there's a whole lot of structure.
No wonder they covered it up and then
Scott
released it on freaking Google Earth.
You know what? I'm done reading this story because this is Scott Waring who found it. I've seen another guy's name. Fuck Scott Waring.
Like, make up your mind. Like, did NASA never land on the moon, or are there images from the moon?
Yeah, because the same Waring. Guys will make the same argument.
Yeah.
WashingtonPost.com. This one's submitted by Matt today. Well, I actually had to go look for the story, but Matt suggested it. WashingtonPost.com. A Florida school board will pay $600,000 to settle a stranger-than-fiction case involving a principal who hypnotized dozens of students, including 3 who died shortly after being put under, according to the Herald Tribune newspaper.
You're feeling very horny.
You are noticing the tent in my pants.
George Kenny, the well-liked principal of Northport High in Sarasota County, was known for his interest in hypnosis. He hypnotized anxious students. He was known for his interest in
young women.
Yeah.
And he helped anxious athletes to help them perform better.
Okay, maybe men.
I can relax you before the big game.
School district officials warned Kenny not to hypnotize students unless he did so as a demonstration in psychology classes. Okay, so it's okay in psychology classes, but nowhere else. That's how you get it. But he continued to hypnotize young people outside of class with parent permission. the Tampa Bay Times reported.
After he
And some
hypnotized the
families
parents.
Yeah.
And
Give
some
me
families
permission
say-
to take your young child to my house and hypnotize them tonight over
And some-
candlelight and wine.
And some families said the sessions helped, as the Herald Tribune reported in 2011. Brett Wilson, the father of Northport senior Casey Wilson, said Kenny's hypnosis has helped his son relax when shooting free throws on the basketball court and taking
He
tests.
also said that his son would walk really funny when he came home from the principal's house.
Kenny did not charge for the numerous sessions with Casey.
Of course he didn't.
Wilson said. We basically worked with him on a focus type of thing, on a foul shooting and anxiety, Wilson said. He would sit with him and relax him and say things like, see yourself making a throw through, or a free throw, excuse me. It worked wonders, and his test scores have come up on the ACT. But on April 8th, 2011, 16-year-old Wesley McKinley was found dead in a vacant home near his family's house. Kenny had admitted to hypnotizing the teenager 3 times, including the day before McKinney committed suicide. Within a matter of weeks, an investigation had been launched, and Kenny had admitted to hypnotizing not only McKinley, but more than 70 other students and staff. 2 other students who had been hypnotized by the principal also died. Marcus.
So
Freeman,
how is it his fault?
Well, yeah, I don't know. Marcus
I was
Freeman.
literally just
He
about to
hypnotized
ask that.
all those people.
So how come
he
the 70 other
hypnotizes an
people
entire
didn't?
group? Right.
Marcus Freeman, 16, died in a fatal car accident.
That's
in March
like
2011.
suing the water company because the students drank from the water fountain before they killed themselves.
True. Marcus Freeman, who was 16, died in a fatal car accident in March of 2011 after he hypnotized himself using techniques he learned from Kenny, according to the Herald Tribune. And in
How do they see? Okay, come on. If he's dead, how do they know he hypnotized himself before he died?
Good
Because
question.
he was found with a gold pocket watch in his hand.
And in May of the same year, Brittany
He was
Palumbo,
busy
17,
Instagramming the fucking video.
Yeah.
Brittany Palumbo hanged herself. Kenny had hypnotized her to help her deal with test anxiety. I don't think it worked very well. Sorry. Kenny was placed on administrative leave in 2011 and was eventually charged with 2 misdemeanors, including practicing hypnosis without a license. I didn't know there was a fucking license. There's a law where you have to have a license?
Listen, nobody fucking bend a spoon without getting a license, okay?
Yeah. You're not a licensed magician, are you?
He pleaded no contest, served a year of probation, and gave up his teaching license. According to the Herald Tribune, he now runs an inn in North Carolina. According to the inn's website and online records, Kenny did not, that's how they know he runs an inn, by the way. Kenny did not respond to phone calls and all that shit. So, but they do say there is no clear link between hypnosis and suicide, but hypnotizing someone with the underlying mental health issues can cause problems. So who knows?
Aha.
But there is no reference in that story to molesting children. Just so people know, we're just making.
Just to be clear, we're not saying
No,
that
we just took it
they
there.
actually put young men's penises in his mouth.
No. I'm not alleging that. It's a joke, people.
It's a joke. People nowadays though will sue you over anything. So hypnotizing somebody apparently gets you sued now.
Yeah. And
That's
then
pretty
you gotta
cool.
pay.
Yeah, you got to pay big money
Pay.
because somebody died in a car accident and may have hypnotized themselves before they killed them. Before they got in a car crash. You got to pay for it. So.
That's great.
So don't hypnotize any kids.
You really brought us down with that story, Steve.
That should be like a public service announcement. Like, the more you know. Don't hypnotize kids, you creepy teacher. You could get charged with manslaughter.
But anyway, fellas, that is the news.
That's fantastic. Woo. They have like no energy tonight. I think that's why I couldn't commit to the Reverend Know-It-All at the beginning of the show. But
There's always next week.
this has been Fortean Slip, episode 92. Or is it 91? Are we in a different reality? Are we actually
I
on
thought we already
episode
did.
191? I don't know.
I thought it was 40 in the slip.
Did I take a shit today?
I don't know.
I think I did.
These questions may be answered on the next soap. Oh, wait.
Yoda.
Check out fucking Dred Funn at dredfun.com and youtube.com/Dred Funn. As always, if you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the thumbs down button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Share this shit around. And have a wonderful week.